Hey guys, it's Gettin Real with the Cockney Buddha. I hope everybody's having a good Friday evening, going into the weekend. Just want to put a little bit of a warning out there on this one, guys, because it's wrapped around a very, I'd say, controversial and one of those things that kind of gets buried under the carpet subject. This one is going to be around suicide, guys, so, just putting the warning out there. It's going to be wrapped around my own personal experiences, and, if it touches somebody out there that can connect with this, then it's gonna help. I just did a Friday night live with the Grom. I had the pleasure of being on his channel, and this subject came up, and I was actually thinking about it for a couple of days on doing a podcast on it. So it was a given to be done tonight, I think. Go and check out the 30-year-old Grom live from tonight on his channel. It was a great live. Thank you, Grom. Right, getting into the subject, and it's not an easy one to talk about, really, because even the word makes it, it kind of makes you, well, it does me. As soon as I hear that word, or I hear about someone going dark, or I have people sit in front of me, guys, and this subject can come up, and I've had people sitting there, and I am the one they're calling because they're right on the fringe, so to speak, and to be able to be that person that turns up for somebody and talk them out of that, because you can connect with them, and like I say, I'll tell you my own personal experience, but it gives me, it lets me know the reasons why I do what I do, the things that I do to, I don't want to use the word combat the thinking, because we're all human and it happens, but it's about getting in touch with the spiritual side, whatever that may mean to you, and starting to really do deep diving into what the reasons are behind it. And so when I've got these beautiful people sitting in front of me and going down that path, and I've had them right there in front of me. It's the reason I do what I do. It's the reason I do the work that I do, and it's the reason why I'm constantly working on self, because it's something that it can come up, and you when you least expect it, it can be there. But when you can make that connection with somebody that's going there because of your own personal experience, and guys, don't think anybody that's been through this experience can't help another person out in this way, because it when I went there, I can't even say there was really any thinking. I was like blank. It was a very, very strange area to be. It was what can I say? It wasn't like anxiety. It wasn't. In fact, I remember saying to my wife, it's kind of like emotion disappears or something. It's very strange. It was for me. I mean, like I say, this is personal experience, and I can only speak for myself. But it was that kind of no thought. I don't know. It's really weird. And when I've explained that to my therapist, she's even leaned forward and said, "Steve, I can't even imagine what that would feel like because I've not been there." But just to hear that and have someone, a lot of people think they know, and it's yeah. And then I don't pretend to try and know the other person's issue with it, but I can connect with it. And how it happened to me, I'd gone through many years ago, I'd gone through many different therapists and stuff. And it was your typical, well, if I can't even explain it really, because I've had so many different ones that you think they're the ones, or they're the, I don't know, like the savior or something. And but when some I wasn't getting really any feedback from, and it's like, blimey, well, I just wasn't getting anywhere. Nothing was really working. Nothing was. I just felt like a lost cause. Like, this is it. You're like doomed, right? I had that whole feeling of this, not understanding it really, just knowing what it's doing to me, the things, the anxiety, and then it pulled me away from businesses and all kinds of things that you think, this is it, I just got to accept it. And I went through a period of many years of not seeing anybody, not talking to anybody, because, like I say, I thought that was it. I've been on all different kinds of medications, cocktails of medications, including Xanax and Zoloft and Paxil, and none of it working, none of it getting me to where I want. And I was a chef then, and I wanted to carry on in that field. I loved chefing. I liked being in chefing. I liked being in the kitchens, but the anxiety was very, very overwhelming. And it basically, in the end, I mean, you see a lot of chefs go down because of their mental health, because it's an environment that's. And I was in easy kitchen when compared to kitchens and how they really go and how they really operate. That Gordon Ramsay in some of those is real, right? Get things thrown at you and all kinds of shit. It's a stressful place to be. But and like I say, in the end, I had to come out of chefing because of my anxiety. So it gets to a point, or it did with me. I think it got to a point where I was, and I can't remember what the stresses were, but I got to the point where I just remember sitting in the armchair, I think I was, and just bawling, crying, and then all of a sudden, no thought, and just wanting not to be there, like out. And it's a really hard subject to talk about, because every time you bring it up about, and there's probably many of you out there linking in with the same thing, you bring it up and you kind of, it's like, oh, shit. Because it was a horrible place in your mind to be. And if you go there, have a person that you can reach out to. Make sure you have numbers around that you can call. Let those people know what's going on first and what's happening. Because I've even had my mate Eric here sitting on the edge of the arm of the chair, me sitting in it, and him cradling my head like I'm I don't know, like a child, like a little kid, and I'm bawling, and he's just saying, we love you. And I tell you what, guys, it works, right? So if you're in the vicinity of someone, and maybe a relation or anything like that goes in those directions, don't shout at them. Don't pretend to know. Don't, because what you end up doing is that person just seems to detach more away from you. compassion, empathy, and love go a long way. And it doesn't have to take that much. All it takes is sometimes a touch or a call or a message or something that can, a smile even. You could be walking down the street, guys. That's why I say smile. Share a smile. Because you could be walking down the street, literally passing by somebody that thinks nobody loves them, nobody cares, no one gives a damn, and you come along with a beautiful, wide smile, and all of a sudden, something happens to where they might connect with that. You don't know what effect you're having on people. You really don't. And my therapist is very, very well versed. I mean, you know, don't deny yourself talking to somebody, guys. It was meeting my therapist now, Judith, she's an absolute bloody diamond. I was talking to Grom tonight a little bit and saying to him how, you know, when it comes down to people, thank God, because it was down to my wife at that point when I went that way, and my wife saying, right, we've got to get you in to see somebody, and she just takes over then. If it's right desperation and I'm like giving it, no, if she knows it's gonna, I need it or whatever, she's on. And I was saying, no, not doing it, therapy, screw that shit, no. And she went on the computer, started bringing people up, and I kept on going, no, bios, pictures of people, no, just kept portraying. My wife's like, oh, Lord, you know, starting to piss her off a bit, right? Because I'm avoiding not wanting that to go back into the same shit that I come from, because it didn't work. And all of a sudden, my wife brings up a picture of my therapist now, Judith. And she's standing in her backyard, big old floppy hat on. Her backyard looked very hippie, started looking at some pictures, and I'm like, you all right? And that was it. My wife was on quick on the, you know. And I remember the first visit of standing outside that gate, and out walks Judith, and the journey started. And I've walked into her office. Don't think that, you know, just because I do what I do for a living, guys, or just because I am who I am and I follow a journey, I'm human. It happens. And I've walked into her office like it. I've been on Zoom like it. And when someone's there that you know knows you that well, and you know you can say anything you want to that person, you're not going to get judged, nothing. You're going to get nothing but love, care, and attention, and something that you're looking for at that moment happens. So get that experience with somebody to where you can talk to somebody in that manner, because all you got to do is turn up. And turn up in every way, shape or form, whether that means phone, video call, you know, face-to-face, whatever that may be. That person's going to understand, especially if they've been there themselves. And it's, you know, I say everything's a learning experience, everything. Those times when I've walked into Judith's office and she's just, you know, come round the corner and gone, oh no, she knew exactly what to do. And sometimes I got knocked out with hypnosis, and brilliant. Came out, good to go. So, you know, and if you, like I say, if you've got a family member or a friend or anything going like that, it makes a big difference. You just stretching out a hand and just think with your heart. I can't put it any simpler than that. Think with your heart. If you think with your heart and that compassion and love, you'll connect with them. If you come in saying, you know, I mean, I had thrown at me, you know, you think you're kids? And I'm going to be honest, guys, no. No. But, you hear that and someone says that, and, your mind knows, your conscious mind knows shit. But there's a different level, guys. I don't know what it is at that space. If anybody wants to, connect and, send me an email, mindnutrition4all.com. If you want to tell your story, whatever, I don't mind doing another one of these and talking and, reading some stuff out or whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But it's when these things, like I say, this is all about getting real. And that's what I'm doing. I won't be sticking to the true meaning of what I want this podcast to be about if I don't go to these places and be, tell my side and how it is. That's getting real. But stick with it, guys. Don't let anybody, bring you down more. Those people that may not show that compassion or empathy, right? You're worth it. You're a human being, an absolute miracle. Absolute miracle. It's unbelievable how we are even here as human beings. We're floating around in the bleeding universe on a big ball. Our planet. Right? The fact that we're even here is unbelievable in humankind. It's crazy. If you think, it always brings me back down to earth, and pardon the pun, brings me back down to earth a little bit, because when you think of what we are as a human species, there is no way, I can't even think that somewhere in the universe, somewhere else, there's another human species just like us somewhere, because it's just ridiculous, the vast spans of what this universe is, and you're absolutely born on this earth to represent or do something, connecting with people, yourself even. Maybe you kicked a habit of some kind, you can connect with that. And using your experiences as the teachers, looking at the situation and being like myself, I know I can connect with people on that level. I know I can. Without question. And I have. Numerous occasions. So use that, guys, to help other people. It gives you that purpose. It gives you that worth. It's the very reason when I put these podcasts out or I'm doing my vlogs, there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to it. So give somebody love, yeah. Check in with some people. If you haven't heard from them, check in, see if they're all right. That's all you can do, right? Some people want space and be left alone for a bit. I know I've gone there many occasions. But just keep check on them. Don't take things for granted. And if you're in that mindset, get help. Get help. Talk to somebody. Stretch out a hand. Get some therapy if you can. Have somebody in your corner and talk to them. Like I say, guys, it's all about getting real with Cockney Buddha. I hope that connected with some people and gave a little meaning. Please go and check out my, my podcast. Make some comments. Give a thumbs up. I'm not sure what it is across all the different platforms, what you have to do, but show me some love out there, guys. I've got a YouTube channel too. Put Cockney Buddha in a search, I'll come up. Give me some love out there. Give me a subscribe. Every time I get a subscribe, it brings up them analytics to where it posts out to other people, and it will start showing up in front of the right people that need it. And thank you to the 30-year-old Grom. Go and check him out. Go and check out the his channel. We did the Friday Night Live tonight, and it was a banger. I really, really enjoyed it. So go and check him out too. And probably the reason why this podcast went out tonight. So thank him. Much love, guys.